Welcome back to Superman Comic Day as we tackle Action Comics number 18, Superman's Super Campaign, which is not an accurate title at all. He doesn't run a campaign at all. He's just trying to save a senator. Senator Hastings has just finished giving his final speech. He sounds like he's going to be a shoo-in to win re-election or election. Now, they pretty clearly actually refer to him as Senator Hastings, but they don't really talk about that he's the incumbent. Hastings is driving home by himself when he comes across a woman in a red dress. She has dark hair, and let's play my favorite game. Is this Lois? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Is this Lois? She has the right hairstyle. She looks just like Lois. So is she Lois? No. Don't be like me and see her in a panel on that page and assume it's going to be Lois. It is not Lois. She is later referred to as Trixie. This is how Lois looks like in this comic, though she makes a very short appearance. But yeah, you can see the confusion. Trixie claims to have had some sort of accident and needs a lift home. Senator Hastings happily gives her a ride home. She gasses him in a car she's in, and for like the third time in the series, someone releases some sort of gas that should knock them out because they're wearing nothing that will protect them, and instead don't get knocked out. He gets knocked out. She takes over the car and drives it to a hotel somewhere where 2 other men help her drag him out of the car. Forget about all that stuff, because it's now the next day and we're with Clark and Lois at the Daily Star. George Taylor gives them their assignment for that day. They are to report on a woman who tried to commit suicide. Jesus Christ, what is it with suicide and Superman? When they go to see the woman in question, she's in a disheveled state. She's in disarray. She doesn't want this story to get out because she feels so embarrassed and she thinks it's going to hurt her husband socially. Jesus Christ, it's 1930s. Oh, try to move on. Try to move on. It's fine. Do not think about your husband in this situation. Not that way, at least. Putting him first probably was part of the reason you had to do this in the first place. Lois and Clark decide that they're not going to report on this. Another reporter by the name of Powers from the Morning Herald, which is the Daily Star's biggest rival, they will be reappearing, even though that shouldn't happen by how this story ends. Powers publishes the story anyways, because he doesn't care. Clark and Lois happen to be going to a bar for lunch where they run into Powers. Clark decides he's going to say something to him. Powers takes this as fighting words, so a fight starts, and Clark pretends to be clumsy. Oh hey, I don't think he's really pretending to be clumsy since the mine issue? Maybe the mine issue, yeah. And he like accidentally headbutts Powers. Then he gives an excuse why he didn't do that on purpose. So no one's suspicious that Clark Kent in this drunk bar fight is Superman. Because, you would assume that from one bar fight. I know I would. Every bar I've been to, I've seen so many Supermans. Clark is then sent to interview Senator Hastings, but Senator Hastings thinks he's someone else, and when he figures out Clark is just a reporter for an interview, he kicks him out. As Clark is leaving, he happens to see Powers drive up. This makes Clark a little suspicious, and I believe this is the first time he uses his X-ray vision, which almost looks like Cyclops using his eye beams on the wall. He's able to see and overhear Hastings being blackmailed by Powers. He has photos of Hastings with Trixie he has no memories of, which they're going to publish if he doesn't pay the Morning Herald blackmail money. They had to make up a whole political scandal with him. He's a politician. There's probably actual photos you could have taken without setting him up. You probably could have just kept following him from the last speech, and he's probably going to some hooker or mistress. I mean, he's a politician. You're working way too hard to create a scandal. The blackmail is about $10,000, which today would be between $180,000 and $190,000, give or take. So quite a bit. Not as much as you would think, especially from a U.S. senator, man. Those guys are getting millions from lobbies. You take the millions of dollars from those assholes. During the night, Clark puts on his Superman ramknit. That's how it's described. Had to look that up. That just means he's putting on his clothing. and he becomes Superman. You know, Superman, bright blue costume, red cape, Superman. And he immediately goes over to Powers' apartment to look around. Powers is woken up by the sound of someone going through his stuff. He picks up a bow and arrow he has. No gun, a bow and arrow. Apparently, this guy thought he was going to be robbed by Robin Hood in the middle of the night and tries to shoot it at Superman. Superman dodges because, yeah, bullets don't work on him. An arrow is going to be way too slow on him. Superman threatens Powers to essentially leave town, and to prove he's serious, he takes the bow and arrow, points at a sign across the way, and says he's going to hit a specific light bulb on it, and does it. I mean, it's not out of the question that he would be good at a bow and arrow, but why? Why is this something Clark or Superman had to ever learn how to do? We can move on from that. It's not really hugely important. Just a weird thing to think he could do. Unless his school had like an archery club. This also all screams of Batman breaking into someone's house and looking around in the middle of the night. Superman's not Batman. Batman's Batman. Superman's kind of the guy who wouldn't even think about breaking in. He'd kind of knock on the door and start talking to you for a while. Really serious, like, you know, like a stern, authoritative voice. I mean, it would make me feel bad. Powers, instead of leaving town, calls his editor Hamilton. Hamilton doesn't believe Superman's a thing, and he cares more about the other criminals they hire to take the photo, one of them being Trixie. They want more money, so he sends Powers to go deal with them. Not really sure what Powers' plan is to deal with Superman once he hasn't left town. Superman, being the suspicious type, follows Powers and ends up at the Wayside Inn, which is where they took the photos. Superman just kind of hangs out and listens and lets Powers shoot the other guy. This is when Superman goes full Kool-Aid Man and smashes through the walls and throws Powers across the room, knocking him unconscious. Someone who works for the hotel shows up. I was kind of unclear because he didn't look too different from Powers. One's wearing blue, one's wearing green. And he tells them to essentially call the cops and deal with all this. And he's gone. Didn't care to save the dude who was shot by a bullet. You know, Superman's not faster than a speeding bullet. Wait. Yeah, he is. Why the hell didn't he save that guy? Superman goes to confront Hamilton of the Morning Herald. He's surprised to find Superman is real. So yeah, we're still there. He's like a myth. This brightly blue, red cape guy jumping through the city is a myth at all times of the day. He threatens Hamilton to not publish the photos, but Hamilton's ahead of him. He's already published the papers and the trucks are going out. There is no stopping it now. Except for the fact that Superman's super strong and super fast, so he takes out all the trucks. Pretty haphazardly, too, with people inside them. Just pointing out, Superman, you're meant to save people, not put people in danger. Superman comes back and shows that he really means business. He destroys Hamilton's printing press. Hamilton is ruined, as he says, though the Morning Herald does show up over and over again, and not exactly as the villains. Though there is something weird about how Superman just destroyed the Daily Star's biggest competition. I mean, it was justified. It's just disconcerting he can just do that whenever he wants with any cause. Hamilton gives up the plates of the original photo and Superman destroys them. And Hastings is reelected. So not a very strong issue of Superman. It's getting harder to find new things to say per issue. He's just kind of going through the same motions over and over and over again. He's just way too aggressive for Superman. All of this doesn't feel like the Superman solution. I don't know, maybe if I didn't know the Superman version I like, this would be a version of Superman I would be okay with, but because I know the version of Superman I like, who will eventually be coming after hundreds of issues, I don't put up with this Superman. He's a dick. But I eagerly await to see him grow into the man I know he is. That's it for Action Comics number 18, Superman Super Campaign. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, and Fridays is now Bat Friday, as I cover an issue of Batman, or Detective Comics. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? Bye.